So now we announce the athletes in the men's competition. Jan MONDZELEWSKI of Poland out first, qualified in 8th place yesterday. VOLODYMYR KAIDASH of Ukraine qualified 2nd. Dorshurenkor Otgonku of Mongolia qualified 3rd. Rad Mozen in 4th. Mohammad Reza Safdarian in 5th. Anton NEMOV in 6th. Nikolai Kuzovlev in 7th. And Nikita Glazirin in 8th. Of course, those are all reverse order. So Glazirin, the young Russian, qualified 1st yesterday. He will be out last. As per the women, this event is a combined format world championship. So the results of the lead and speed will be multiplied. So if you place 3rd in speed and 5th in lead, your total result is 15. The person with the lowest number at the end is the winner.
Okay, guys, are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready?
Okay, looks like we're ready to get going. Jan MONDZELEWSKI of Poland up first, wearing bib number 16. So MONDZELEWSKI qualified yesterday in 8th place. First time logged by him, 15.48 seconds. Definitely need to up that time if he wants to be with a chance of coming in the top 3. Second up of Ukraine is Volodymyr KAIDASH. Much more fluid technique, although he did just stumble as I said that, the curse of the commentator. .59 logged for KAIDASH of the Ukraine. Next up is our Mongolian athlete, the only Mongolian in the speed final, Torshurenkor Otgonku.
Ready, attention.
Low fall there for the Mongolian. No time logged for him on his first attempt. Here's Radmosen. Very fast Iranian. Placed fourth in Rabenstein this year, just short of a medal place. Powering up that right-hand side, looking really good. Little stumble at the top, 7.26. It's likely he'll be disappointed with that time. However, not a bad start to get him warmed up and into the flow. Expect big things from him in the next 2 attempts. Really starting to see some fast times now. Did see Rad limping yesterday between attempts. Hopefully nothing too serious. Next up is fellow Iranian athlete Mohammad Reza Safdarian. Really good technique from this solid athlete. 7.16 for him. Puts him into first place ahead of his teammate. It was, of course, Mohammad Reza Safdarian that did so well last year. Got the first ever medal for Iran in Sazfeit. Walked away with a bronze. The following week, Rabenstein took a gold medal. Phenomenal stuff from him, and then placed on the podium in the overall season rankings. Here's Anton NEMOV of Russia. Qualified in third place yesterday. Big stumble with that right hand's going to cost him a second. 7.73 puts him in third place in this first round. 2 more athletes remaining. There he is, Nikolai Kuzovlev, another Russian athlete, another phenomenal season last year. Overall first place in the speed competition. Big stumble at the beginning. Technical incident called there. Not sure why. It's most likely the timing device. They'll reset that timer. He'll be allowed to climb again. He'll be glad of that second attempt for sure, especially after that stumble first time round there. It's going to give him the chance to really give it a good go for his first attempt. Looks like we're still having technical issues. Comes a point where it'll really start to mess with his psyche. Okay, here we go. There goes Kuzovlev, much better momentum this time, much faster, and look at that, sub 7 seconds, 6.52. He's going to be significantly happier with that than he would have been with that first attempt when he was called down. Made a real statement with that first attempt. Nikita Glazierin is going to have a lot to do now. It's a very fast time indeed. There he is, the young Russian with the number 1 bib. Here he goes. Oh, big stumble there. It's going to cost him dearly. He'll log a time regardless. 8.77. Look at that. Even with that massive stumble, he's still faster than 50% of the table. Nikolai Kozlovlev, currently with the fastest time. Second and third place taken up by Mohammad Reza Safdarian and Rad Mozen of Iran. See what the second rotation has in store and how those rankings change. If you are just joining us, a very good morning from the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. My name's Liam Lonsdale, and you are watching the inaugural UIAA Ice Climbing World Combined Championships. We'd love to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? Have you watched ice climbing before? Who do you think is going to be the champion here today? Jan MONDZELEWSKI of Poland climbing now for his second rotation. 12.89, much better than his first run.
KAIDASH, VOLODYMYR, Ukraine. Ready, attention.
Volodymyr KAIDASH with that big fall there. Won't log a time on his second attempt. Sucking his hand there. Hopefully he's not put his tool through his hand. Torshurenkor Otkonku from Mongolia up next. Stumbled just below half height. Manages to keep it together and get a 10.66 time. Mark Gladvin's tuned in from Cardiff, South Wales. Good morning, Mark. Indeed, this climbing is difficult. It's not the most technically difficult climbing, but to climb this ice at speed is not easy. Rad Mozen there of Iran, currently sitting in third place. Strong start from him. Let's see if he can find that pace through the middle. There it is. Oh, it just loses the rhythm a little at the top. 7.48. Slower than his first time. His fastest time still 7.26 seconds. Next up is Mohammad Reza Safdarian of Iran, currently sitting in second place. He'll be looking to beat his initial time of 7.16 seconds. Oh, and that stumble cost him. Oh, another big one. 7.47 with those two big stumbles. Not bad at all. I think we could be looking at a sub-7 from him in the third rotation. He's going to have to go all out. Temperature here today is somewhere between -10 and -14. There is a little bit of wind chill. With the sun on the venue now, it's going to have warmed up a little. Celsius as well, if you're wondering. Cold enough is the short answer. Good morning to Kat, tuning in from Minneapolis. Babe number 7 there is Anton NEMOV. Look at that. 6.83 seconds. His second rotation puts him into second place, bumping Rasmussen down into 4th. Nikolai Kuzovlev will follow him. And there goes Kuzovlev, current first place with 6.52. Oh, and he's bettered it. 6.9 seconds. Absolutely rapid. Can he knock 0.3 of a second off that time and get it down to a flat 6? Who knows? The pressure is on for Nikita Glazerin. It was he who placed first in the qualifiers yesterday. Here he goes. Oh, another big stumble at the start for Glazerin. Much better in the letter. Oh my gosh! With that big stumble at the start, he still managed to clock 6.12 seconds, rocketing him into first place. Without that stumble, I definitely think time. Stay tuned to find out as we move now into that third rotation. Current standings in the men's speed final. Nikita Glazerin in first, Nikolai Kuzovlev in second, and Anton NEMOV in third. Coming out for his third rotation from Poland, Jan MONDZELEWSKI. Good time from him, another improvement, 11.22. Sure, there'll be a lot of athletes that are coming and joining the circuit later in the year. First round, of course, taking place in South Korea, that are watching this and getting an idea for how much training they need to put in for the next 3 weeks. There'll be no Christmas treats for them if they need to be doing more training. Here is VOLODYMYR KAIDASH. Another fall towards the top there. Was looking good for a 10-second. Wasn't going to happen, unfortunately. Lead finals today will take place from 2 p.m. local time, with 3 hours ahead of Great Britain, 11 hours ahead of Pacific West Coast of the States. You can extrapolate from that for your time zone however you need to. Lots of people tuned in from the US, from Wisconsin, from Tennessee. We've got people in New Zealand and Italy as well. Here is Dorshurenkor Otkonku of Mongolia. 8.6 seconds for him. Great improvement from his first and second run. People tuned in from Turkey as well. So here goes Rasmussen of Iran. His third and final run. Can we see a sub 7 seconds time from him? Oh, he's got his right axe stuck. That's a real problem. Big left foot slip and a right foot. Such a shame. Such power. He's got great form. Just not quite the consistency for the duration of the run. 8.01 seconds for his third time. His fastest was his first. 7.26 seconds. We now go to our second Iranian, Mohammad Reza Safdarian. Here he goes. Much better this time from Safdarian. Needs to keep that momentum going. 6.85 seconds. Look at that. Excellent work. Not enough to see him in third place, sadly. He'll be just behind Anton NEMOV, whose current fastest time is 6.83. But that's a great attempt from him, put him into fourth place there. And there is Anton NEMOV. 6.6 seconds. That's his fastest time. Secures him a definite third place, but nothing fast enough for second or first. Let's see if Kozelev now can edge in front of Nikita Glazerin, who got that stunning 6.12 second time in the previous rotation. The age ranges of these athletes go from 17 up to 34. There's no age restriction. Tarasov, who's in his 50s, will be competing in lead later. And here goes Kozelev now for his third and final run. Big finish, 6.18 seconds. Very, very fast, but not fast enough to take first place away from Nikita Glazerin. 0.06 of a second slower. And so it is Glazerin that goes into the lead the lead finals, excuse me, in first place. That said, Glazerin finished in 11th in the qualifiers yesterday, so his score would be 1 multiplied by 11, which is, of course, 11. Kozelev, who's in second place, finished in second place in lead, that would be a 4 score. Interestingly, Safdarian, who's going to finish in 4th, finished in 1st yesterday, so he would also have 4. So if the results stay as they are, we would have a tie. Let's see Glazerin's finishing score. Look at that! 5.51 seconds. Doesn't mean anything because it is, of course, his fastest time and the fastest time of the competition. Sub 6 seconds from that Russian rocket, the young Nikita Glazerin. Ladies and gentlemen, watch out for him on the Ice Climbing World Cup circuit starting in South Korea in a few weeks' time. He is most definitely one to watch. I don't know what he's had for breakfast, but that was incredible. Mark Gladwin asking if there's a record time. It's a good question. We can't have world record times on the ice climbing structures purely because of the nature of the ice. To have a what we would call like a legitimate or a measurable world record, it would have to be a consistent structure every time for every competitor at every competition. And due to the fact that it's ice and the ice moves and the ice changes and the ice deteriorates, we can't have that. So we can have a fastest time in each competition, but that's about it. You can, of course, watch the world record attempt in Rabenstein. They have a world record every year for the fastest time. You'll be able to tune into that in about 5 weeks' time. The whole tour, of course, going from Korea to China, China to Switzerland, Switzerland to Südtirol, Südtirol on to America. In the USA, we then go to France. In France, we move to Russia. Big tour next year. Let me just quickly look at those men's results again. So the fastest in that speed round was, of course, Nikita Glazerin in first. he would have a final score of 11th if the qualifying scores were the ones that counted. Following on from that, in the second place was Nikolai Kozlovlev. His total score would be 4 due to his second place in the lead qualifiers. And then Mohammad Reza Safdarian, who finished 4th, but finished 1st in the lead finals yesterday, lead qualifiers yesterday rather, he would have a total score of 4. So it would be a tied. I'm going to find out what that means. We're going to leave you now. That's the end of the speed finals. We'll be back at 2 p.m. local time, probably just before. Hit subscribe, hit like on the UIAA channel or Extreme or Olympic channel. We'll be back live at 2 p.m. We're looking forward to seeing you then. My name's Liam Lonsdale, and we'll see you shortly.